Hello, welcome back to the channel. We are playing around with the red lip today, and of course, we're going to keep the rest of the face very minimal and just a tiny little wing so that we are actually just keeping one statement piece in the makeup, which is going to be these red rose petal lips. So without further ado, let's get started and see how to create this beautiful look. So we are going to start by minimizing these pores using the e.l.f. Putty Primer. I'm just going to take some on my finger and press it into the skin. And of course, can you already see the difference? It is really beautiful, plus does not feel heavy at all. Make sure that there's no pilling of the foundation or any other product that you put on top of it. I do have some pores around my nose as well, so I'm just going to fill those too and look at that difference it already made. So I'm going to keep going ahead and filling the area wherever I feel like I have larger pores. I do have some fine lines here, so those two would be taken care of. And now to get that dewy finish, I am going to use my MAC Stroke Cream in the shade Pink Light. So this would moisturize the skin and give it that dewy finish, which I think we all crave for. Now to prep the lips before I go into the makeup part, I'm going to use the Pixi Collagen Lip Gloss, and I've been loving this one. It is so good. We're now ready for the makeup bit. So I don't plan to do a lot since I'm wearing a black slip dress with dazzling straps. I want to play around with the red lip. So therefore, we're just going to keep it very, very minimal and neutral. So I'm going to firstly color correct using the NARS color corrector. Now this would ensure that the makeup does not turn gray by any chance. For my foundation today, I'm using one of my favorites. This is the House Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation, and it is super gorgeous. So I'm just going to give it a good shake before I go in. And I think this is one thing that I always do, because there is a chance that the foundation, some pigments could be settling down at the bottom. So it is such a beautiful foundation, and I'm so happy that I finally gave into the hype and tried it out. Alrighty, time for the concealer. I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way. I am using the shade Golden Beige. This is a beautiful concealer as well. Because the foundation is like a medium coverage, I am going in with a full coverage concealer to make sure there is no darkness under my eyes that is kind of peeking through. And the golden undertones in this concealer, really help to cover up any darkness. Now taking my Anisa Beauty Angled Concealer Brush. So for my cream bronzer today, I'm using my Chanel bronzer, And with the Patrick Ta contour brush, I'm just going to evenly cover the brush and go in. I'm going to take it a little higher to give me that lift. Whatever bronzer is kind of left in the brush, I am taking it on my eyelids. Now for the blush, we're not going to do too much of the blush today because the focus here is going to be that bronzed goddess look. But for that little pop of color on the cheeks, I am using the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blush in the shade She Is a Doll, and it's that bubbly pink. We're bubbly punk, seriously. So it's this bubbly pink shade, and I am using my Real Techniques RT241 brush. This is actually a foundation brush, but I love to use it for my cream blushes. It just works so beautifully. Just a little pop of color. I think that is about it. I do not want this to be all about blush kind of a look. Now, just to highlight a tad bit under my eye, I'm using the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue Concealer in the shade number 17. Using the same brush, nicely blending it out. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to take my Gucci compact and nicely cover up my brush. This is the Real Techniques 402. Make sure there is no creasing and press the powder. Now I'm using my powder puff and my Givenchy Prisma Libre in the shade Rose 03. Just taking a very tiny amount, like so, evening it out, kind of just, pressing it into the puff, still making sure there is no creasing before I press the powder in. And that's going to give you a sudden lift. Now to set the forehead, I do not want to use a pink powder because it's very, very brightening. And for a medium to darker skin toned people, that could be, too reflective. So I am going to stick to my Laura Mercier Ultra Blur. And honestly, ever since I've gotten the Ultra Blur, I'm just not gravitating towards the previous version of this, which is really bad because I need to get it over with as well. But pata nahi, every time I'm, getting the makeup out for my looks, I just don't tend to pick that up because I've been loving the Ultra Blur one. And we are pretty much done. Now for my powder bronzer today, I'm going to use the Dior Natural Bronze Dior Riviera. This is so gorgeous. Look at it. Just a tad bit of the blush, बहुत ही कम, because I want that bronzy thing going on. Yeah, just touch it and apply. Nothing crazy here. Touch, touch. That's it. I'm using my ABH Dewy set. Now for the eyes, I just want to have some shimmer going on in the center of the eye and have a baby wing, nothing too dramatic. I really need to control myself there because hamesha, when I'm making that wing, it just goes there. So yeah, I'm using the Makeup by Mario Ethereal palette, and this is the shade that I'm kind of gravitating towards. I'm just going to take it on my finger and lightly just pack it onto the eye for that glossiness. Now using my Valentino twin liner, yeah, it's called the double-ended liquid liner, twin liner, and I'm using this. This is so fine. Just now for the lashes, I'm just way too excited. These are the Kiss Impress Press On Falsies, and I'm very excited for it. I've never used a falsie like this one before. All you are supposed to do is press it underneath the lashes, and we are all done. I love how this lip looks. This is such a bold statement, and I think it looks super gorgeous. This is the first time I tried out the violet lipstick. This is the Petal Bouche Matte Rose Petal Lips, and I truly agree with the name. It literally looks like a rose petal. If you like this video, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and also leave your valuable comments so I can keep making more of these. And I will see you guys in my next one.